Welcome back to the show. I am recording on my phone once again. We had some family things come up, so we actually are not home right now. We are at my parents', so I'm literally in the car recording the next couple of episodes. So it might sound a little weird, but I apologize if the audio is off, but I wanted to make sure that we brought you some episodes. So today I actually want to talk about an easier way to declutter, because if you are anything like me, sometimes your house drives you a little batty because it gets so full of stuff. Even if we're intentional about keeping it minimal, it tends to still accumulate stuff. So we're going to tackle it one little baby step at a time. And today's episode is going to cover 15 areas in your home that you can declutter in 15 minutes or less. That means, like, if you take one each day of the week and you just do them on the weekends, you are still done decluttering all of these spaces in just 3 short weeks, which is amazing. So let's get into it. Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renae, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast. If you listened to the last episode, I had mentioned that I was going to bring some stats with you to this episode because I wanted to share some really amazing goals that we have hit recently, and we could not do it without you. So I wanted to share those with you. So the first thing I wanted to share is that we are on track already to hit 30,000 downloads. We should be hitting that within the next week, which is such a cool milestone. We're already in 112 of, I think there's 195 countries in the world, and we're already being listened to in 112 countries. And, which is super exciting, we recently ranked as one of the top 5% podcasts globally, which is, I cannot believe how excited that makes me. And I know, like, we could not do it without you listening, without you sharing episodes with your friends, without you sharing it on social media, wherever you share these episodes and tell people about this podcast. Every little bit helps, and it truly makes a huge difference, and I just cannot thank you enough. So thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to listen, and for any shares or reviews that you do. We truly, truly appreciate it. So next, we're going to go into the actual episode for you, because I know that's what you're waiting for. So when I thought about doing this topic, it was actually a very recent thing that happened to us. We have been looking very casually at buying a new home. And I have mentioned that before, that we really want to get some land, and so we want to move further out into the country. So we are kind of set at a goal of trying to do this next spring, but we have been kind of casually looking now, and we had come across a home that was absolutely beautiful. And we did put in an offer, and unfortunately we got outbid, and they accepted somebody else's offer. So that's not happening quite yet. But when we had to wait, because we had decided to put in the offer on Thursday, and we had to wait until Sunday night to find out if our offer was accepted or not. So that's a long time to wait, especially if you are kind of impatient like me. So we ended up having several days to really think about it. And my first thought was, okay, when we are thinking about doing this, we're going to need to think about packing and that whole process. And we didn't think that our house was going to be too hard to get ready to sell our own home. But we started thinking about the process of boxing everything up. And it made me really think, like, why don't we declutter like we're moving? And I'm like, I don't know why I've never really thought about that part of it. Like, when I think of decluttering, I think of decluttering the space, and you're obviously staying in the space. But there's a different sense of wanting to get rid of stuff when you think about the fact that you may have to box it all up and just haul it to another area. And it makes you realize like what you have, you don't necessarily want to keep. And so I wanted to bring that idea to you in case you've never thought about it that way either. When you are decluttering a space, just think of it like you're moving and decide at that point, what would you want to keep so bad that you would want to box it up and move it across the country or wherever you're going to a new space and a new home and put it away in a new home. If you wouldn't take it with you when you're moving, ask yourself, why are you keeping it now? So that is what I want to kind of talk about. And then we're going to go into 15 areas that you can declutter in 15 minutes or less. These are in no particular order, so you can pick and choose what works best for you. You can replace some if they don't really apply to you, but this will at least get you started if you have a desire to start decluttering your home. And I do have a previous episode that will help you with the process itself. So in episode 43, you can go over that one. That gives you a simple 4-step method to declutter and organize any space. So if you need a little help on the actual process of decluttering, that episode will help you out. That's episode 43. So we're going to go right into the 15 areas you can declutter. And number 1 is your silverware or kitchen utensils drawer. And I don't know why these tend to get messy, because it feels like we just use them over and over and nothing really accumulates. But for some reason, at least for us, they do seem to get messy and feel like they need to be decluttered every once in a while. So these are really good spaces, especially when silverware drawers tend to accumulate all those crumbs. Like, it's good to just clean them out anyway. I don't know how they accumulate crumbs when you're putting them in clean and you're taking them out clean. Like, I don't get it, but it happens. And the kitchen utensils, if you have a lot of them especially, it's good to get those cleaned out. And then number 2 is the linen closet. This is a really great time to get rid of any bed sheets or pillowcases that are either mismatched or you just simply don't use anymore. I'm not saying your bed sheets have to be matched, but if you like them matched and they're mismatched, then get rid of them. Or if they have holes or they don't fit a bed that you have anymore, things like that, we tend to just accumulate bed sheets and pillowcases and bedding that we don't necessarily use. It gets kind of piled to the back or to the bottom of the pile, and it hasn't been used in years. Get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. You can donate it and let somebody else use it. So number 3 is your pantry, especially your dry goods section. If you go through there and you have food that has been in there forever and you have not wanted to move them out or use them recently, then just get rid of those. And if you wouldn't take it with you, then trash it. And if it's unopened, like canned goods that are still good, you could definitely donate those to like a local food shelter or anything like that. There's a lot of different things you can do to just clean out your pantry so it is organized and decluttered for you. Number 4 is your undergarments drawer or bin or wherever you keep these things. These are your socks, your underwear, all the things. If they are ratty or dirty or holy, whatever your undergarments look like, you want to make sure those are fresh and clean. And so get rid of anything old or tattered. Maybe that's a better way to say it so that it doesn't sound so terrible. But if you have tattered undergarments, get rid of them and have just fresh. I believe that it's probably better to have less good undergarments than a bunch of tattered, nasty looking undergarments. But that's just my opinion. Okay. Let's go to number 5 is shoes. This can be another one where it accumulates quickly, at least for us. We have way too many shoes for 2 people. But that is one thing that you can focus on. You could either do all of the shoes or just do, one person's shoes at a time. And the dogs keep barking, and I hope that you can't hear that on here. And if you can, I hope it's not super annoying, but I'm just going to keep recording and hope that you forgive me if you can hear the dog barking. Okay, number 6 is the game cupboard. This is like board games, decks of cards, cribbage boards, all these things. If you have game pieces or cards that are missing pieces, get rid of those or replace them, whatever you need to do. Just go through your game cupboard and pick out the ones that you still play or that you would actually move with. Number 7 is towels. Again, any ratty towels with holes or anything like that that you don't use anymore or they get shoved to the bottom of the pile, just go ahead and get rid of them. If you need to tear them up for old rags and use them somewhere else or in the garage, whatever you need to do there, just get rid of your towels. Go through those. That's quick. That's a really quick one. Number 8 is a bookshelf. This could be in your bedroom, in your living room, your office, wherever it is. Just go through the bookshelf and declutter it, especially if you have a lot of books that could be donated. This is a great time to get those in your donation pile. Number 8, oh, nope, that wasn't, nope, I'm totally losing track of space here. Number 8 was the bookshelf. So number 9 is your pile of papers or mail. And if you keep up on all that stuff and you don't have piles of paper or mail, you could even do a drawer in your desk and just get it all cleaned out and organized and filed away and whatever you need to do. Number 10 is your bar area or your liquor cabinet. And this one, I know this might not apply to everybody, but if it does, I know a lot of people, including us, that just have a spot for, liquor that you accumulate over the years. You get it as gifts, you buy it for a special event or a party, whatever it is that you have accumulated liquor for, or any like bar supplies, extra glasses, little straws, like the little shot glasses or measuring glasses, your shakers, all of those different things that accumulate. If you don't use them, do you need them? So really ask yourself this. We have a space where you get those like bar kits and it comes with all the little cool supplies, but you don't necessarily use all of it. So do you really need to keep all of it? So that is definitely one that we are going to be going through very soon, because we also, I feel like we have liquor bottles in there that are like 15 years old from when we first got married that we've just never drank, and it's still sitting there. It's like, we could probably get rid of that. Number 11 is your medicine cabinet. This especially is if you tend to have a lot of things in your medicine cabinet, or even in your like first aid kit area. That's a really great spot to look at and see if you can declutter any of that space. Number 12 is your makeup bag or collection of makeup. This one, especially with, it's hard to get rid of makeup sometimes. So instead of just pulling out what you want to get rid of, this will be a really good one to go back to that declutter method episode, because using it as that space is to get rid of all of it. Pull it all out and then only select what you want to keep rather than selecting what you want to get rid of. That will help you determine what actually should stay in your makeup bag. Number 13, I keep getting these numbers mixed up. Number 13 is your cleaning supplies. There are a lot of times where we have so many cleaning supplies that we no longer use, and we can just get rid of those. So your cleaning supplies section could be decluttered. Number 14, this may be the same spot, but under the kitchen sink. So if your cleaning supplies are under your kitchen sink, then you've got 2 in 1 done. But if you don't keep your cleaning supplies there, then you probably have a lot of stuff under your kitchen sink that could be gone through and sorted and organized and decluttered. And last but not least, number 15 is your nightstand. It's all the little things that accumulate at the end of the day that plop on there or in the drawer, and that was a good spot to go ahead and declutter as well. So I hope those were super helpful for you. I would love it if you shared this episode with a friend and challenge each other to actually go through this and do it together, because it is so much fun so much more fun when you do it with somebody, and it helps keep you accountable if you struggle getting through this type of thing. So that is just an idea for you. Once again, I thank you so much for being here and for listening, and I hope this was helpful for you. We will see you on the next episode. Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.